Hi. So if you clicked on this video, I'm guessing you are a fellow Big Brother fan. And you know, right now it's Friday night. Bella was just evicted yesterday, and I have so many questions. This is BB21, by the way, that I'm talking about. So Friday night, everyone in my house is asleep. My dog, asleep. My daughter, asleep. My husband, asleep. The dog we're watching, asleep. So I've been just catching up on past BB episodes because this year I'm like so disconnected and so confused and like not into it like I normally am. And I don't know, after last night's episode, I was like, damn, I'm definitely behind. So yeah, I don't know. So I'm watching some episodes right now because I've been having it on kind of as background noise all season. I have not once watched the live feeds this season. I haven't watched Big Brother After Dark, if they're even doing it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just really disconnected, and I love Big Brother, or I used to love Big Brother. I don't know. I've been a huge fan for years. I've tried out multiple times. I became a semi-finalist twice, and then I got married and had a kid and got a dog first, and I couldn't leave him for the summer, so I haven't tried out since. But it was always a dream of mine to be on Big Brother. I just love the show. I love it for the strategy, for the gameplay, and unfortunately you get that, but I feel like the editing of it is focused more so on the showmances, and that's just not my thing. Oh, hey, doggy. Hi. The dog I'm dog sitting for just came up. Where have you been? Anyway, so yeah, some of the questions that I have about Big Brother that you can maybe fill me in because, like I said, not watching the live feeds or anything. I do still on Twitter. I follow Joker's updates. I haven't once gone onto the website this season. Normally I'm like reading all the play-by-plays, like obsessed, and now on Twitter I just like occasionally scroll. And so what I know about these house guests is from Joker's updates. Oh gosh, I'm so tired. But anyway, let me get back to this. So, questions. First question is Nick and Bella. I didn't know they were like legit like liking each other, like showmancing this. I knew they were like aligned as like the 6 couples or whatever, 6 shooters, or no, they're not even part of that. Ungrateful, like whatever. There's so many freaking alliance names, and like I still don't know who's who because I just feel like this season, I don't know. Anyway, so Nick and Bella, I did not know that they were legit. Like in yesterday's episode where before the eviction, Nick is like crying and like loving, or what are they doing? They're playing chess or something, and he's like saying I love you, and Bella's like I'm obsessed with you, and like I don't know. And then when she gets evicted and you see him like bawling his eyes out, it's just like, when did this happen? Literally scratching my head. So that's like the main reason why I'm going back and kind of watching, because I'm like, has this been happening all along, or is this just getting thrown at us yesterday? Because I didn't know that they were like legit a couple or a showmance. So the other thing is, does anyone feel like Nick reminds them, like when you see his picture, the bowl cut or the haircut, like I know he kind of changes it up on TV or whatever, but it makes me think of Dumb and Dumber, Jim Carrey. I don't know. But anyway, let me give some other questions and thoughts of why I'm confused. So Jackson, who's kind of like this alpha male character, thinks he's really good at the game, and I don't know. I like him better than Jack. Jack is another story. I don't even think I'm going to talk about Jack because, ugh, can't stand him. But Jackson, going by Mickey, like what the hell is that? Like, how is that his last name? Is that all of a sudden they're calling him Mickey, and it's like, hello, what's that about? So that's weird to me. I love Kat. I love that she tried to evict him last night. I thought that was awesome. And the interesting thing is, so I was in the pageant world like 10 years ago, and Catherine Dunn, I knew the name from Miss Texas, and she was a local title holder, and you know, it's just funny because when I saw her on Big Brother, I was like, she looks familiar, but they're calling her Kat. And then it like clicked that this was this former pageant girl, and she to me is like so different than what I thought she was. Like this version of Kat, I don't know, I think she's funny and like definitely a little more scandalous than what I would have assumed from her like 10 years ago when I saw her. But she was gorgeous back in the day. She's still pretty now. I think she's maybe got some work done. Sorry, maybe not, maybe you just changed differently. Like, I know I don't look anything like I used to look, but yeah. Anyway, let's see. So just while we're on the subject of Kat, it's interesting, like yesterday's episode too, they talked about how Holly and her are kind of like running in the same circles, and she mentioned like Holly was Miss Wyoming, which I don't know who Holly is. I don't know if she's like from Miss America, Miss USA, or what. But what I'm confused about, which I don't think they really, I don't know, maybe they've showed it on TV, but because I followed Joker's updates, it sounds like Kat and Jackson hooked up before the live feeds were showing. But now Holly and Jackson are like a couple, and like so if Kat and Holly kind of have like a understanding with each other or a friendship or whatever, like why are you guys sleeping with this guy? First of all, why are you sleeping with somebody on national TV? Like, if they are, I don't know if they've showed it. I'm just reading. I'm just speculating. Joker's updates, and I love their updates, and they're pretty accurate. So, I don't know. Questions. Things that are going through my mind right now. But, yeah, I like Kat. What else? Cliff has really impressed me. Like, it's definitely, when you see them that first episode, you're like, oh, he's not gonna last long. But he's doing well. He's doing really well. And, I don't know. I'm not caught up right now. It's Friday, so they had the endurance competition. I don't know who's HOH. I don't know who's going up, but I have to assume Cliff is going up. So we'll see. Anyway, what I love about him though is like, what is this like chest out like hand thing that he does? Like, what the frick is that? It's just funny. He's like, I am rooting for him. I don't think he's gonna win, but I'm rooting for him. So yeah, I don't know. Gosh, what else? So Christy, I want to like Christy. I do. I want to like her. Like when she was having that paranoia, like I'm going up. Like I like that because I feel like you should always not feel safe. I think you should always be paranoid, and you should always like make moves and do things and not be sitting pretty. And that's what's kind of annoying is this season, like, gosh, Annalise, I don't even know what she does. Like Holly, I only know her name because of Kat. Like, I don't know. It's so like, these girls are just kind of sitting in the background. And same as Sam. Like, who the heck is Sam? Like, I know Nick, Bella, Sam were like, I don't know, a trio or something. But I don't know. It's just interesting. And I know a lot of it has to do with the editing and how Big Brother production team wants to show these people to us. But what was I getting at? Oh gosh. Christy. So I want to like her. I sort of like her, but I don't understand why she told like everyone about her power. I think that was stupid. I don't know. Tommy, like, it's interesting because like the first episode we find out that they know each other. Like, I don't remember, what is it? Somebody in Tommy's family dated Christy or whatever, and maybe I missed it, but like I want to hear more about that. I want to know, like, they seem to be getting along. There's no drama. Like, why did they get cast together? Like, I don't know. Like, it's weird. It's weird how like there's a few people that kind of know each other, and I don't know. It's not like adding anything. Tommy, is that his name, or is it Tony? The Broadway guy. You know, he's not doing it for me. Like, I don't know. I don't want to like stereotype or anything, but he's just not, I think he's fake entertaining, like not legit entertaining. So sorry, right now at least, you know, it's still early, middle of July, end of July, but there's still a lot of BB play left to go, so I'm sure my opinions will change. Bella pissed me off the episode where she was like such a bitch to Nicole. Like, I didn't know about Nicole either. Like, I felt like she was kind of in the background until that episode where she, like, basically is the bullying and all that stuff, like, whatever came out about it, and, like, she's trying to talk to Bella, and Bella's, like, ranting and saying everything, and then she, like, shuts down and doesn't let Nicole speak. Like, that pissed me off, and like I actually am fine with Bella leaving, but their edit last night of her with Nick and like having this soft side, it's like, I don't know. I like the drama, but I don't know how I feel about her. I don't think she played well, so it's fine that she's gone. I'm actually really upset that David, Kemi, and Ovi are all gone, because I think that they would have made the show a little bit more interesting. And I don't understand, like, I like the idea of Camp Comeback where they're in the house and they can be like involved, but I feel like they were shunned, and like, I don't know, the cast is kind of shitty, like on a human level. A lot of them are kind of shitty to each other. Jack, ugh, can't stand him. He's not even cute. Like, I forget what celebrity they think he looks like, but and his tattoo, like, hi, my name is, I don't know, I can't with him. So these are just my late night thoughts right now, because everyone in my house is asleep and I can't talk to anyone, so I'm just talking to my camera, and then who knows, these are just my thoughts, and maybe you agree, maybe you don't. But what else about this season? I'm just not like into it, I guess. Grateful, undeniable, 6 shooters. I don't know. I would like to see Kat and Holly, like, if they really do have like a final 2, I would like to see that go through, because I feel like you don't see women sticking together like they, I don't know. I'd actually like to see like Holly separate her. I don't know, like, I don't know. I feel like these girls are hiding behind Jackson and Jack, and I just think it's gotta go. Also, because I follow Joker's updates, I don't think they've posted this no, I think this is the public that calls her this. So, no, maybe it's not from Joker's updates. I don't know where it's from, but on Twitter, like, either past BB guests or something that I follow, like, they've been calling Annalise Anal Lice, and that's not nice. That's not a nickname you want. But I know nothing about her. Like, do they show her on the show? Like, she's gorgeous, but like, that's the thing. Sometimes I think they cast these people that are beautiful, but then they have like no substance, or like, I don't know. It's also editing. I know a big part of it is how editing decides to like put this together, but I don't know. I'm just not feeling it this season. I'm not really into it. I definitely, like, I usually don't watch it live. I will put it on demand later, and it's like background noise. So BB used to be something that I was glued to, like live feeds, like Big Brother After Dark. Like, I had to know. I knew exactly when like the competitions were happening, and I'd log on to know exactly who won way in advance. And then, you know, you still watch the show, the scripted show, because you don't get to see the comps on the live feeds and different things. So like, I don't know, I just used to be so invested in it, and this year I'm not. So it is what it is. But let me know, what's your favorite season of Big Brother? I love Dan Giesling, so BB10. I love Brittany, so BB12. Obviously BB6 is like classic, and then the All-Stars. Like, I love like when it was less about the showmances and more about the gameplay. So yeah, if you're a fellow BB fan, let me know your thoughts, and I'm gonna just continue watching and get caught up. And like, honestly, Belle and Sam, when were they, is that his name? No. Bella and Nick, like, when did that happen? So I need to go and watch their love story and find it out. But alright, thanks, have a good night.